Welcome, everybody, at another episode of the Titan Business Builders. And today we have our guest, Andre Wright. And how are you doing right now?
Stefan, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm ecstatic.
My pleasure. So, let me try to introduce you to our audience. So, you're the founder and the CEO of your own digital marketing agency called the WRIGHT Consult, but you're also the host of your podcast, Your Company Health. And you just released a new book, and you're also an author right now of your own book. So that's a lot of things, and we're going to discuss all of that in this episode because every single piece is interesting to learn more about. But let's start with your own company, Andre. And what I always try to ask and try to get to is how it all started. Why did you create your own company? What made it like that?
Well, Stefan, when I oftentimes ask that question, I always go back to my roots. I grew up in Jamaica. While growing up, always watch my mom and aunts. They're all entrepreneurs. They're all business owners. They're big in retail, and that spurred my drive because I would always see them, pushing to grow their business. And I at that point I knew deep down that I wanted to start my own business. So jump forward to the early 2000s, migrated to the U.S. and started to work for this company called Teletech. It was a Google outsourced company where we were tasked to help to develop Google ads and Google products. So I was part of the formative years of Google Ads. I don't know if you remember what is called Google Tags. So it's coming. Google Ads is actually coming from way back.
Oh, wow,
so
yeah.
so at that point, we were promoting Google Tags and promotion on Google Maps, and then
Mm.
also developing Google Ads. And at that point, I got into digital marketing. I got into just learning about digital marketing and learning how Google Ads work. And then from that point, I realized that was my passion. And uh, long story short, I grew in the company. I was promoted to an agency manager there, where I was managing over 30 odd AdWords certified professional. And then 2015, my family and I decided to move to Atlanta, Georgia. And that's when, I decided, hey, I have this experience in digital marketing. This is I love this. This is my passion. And then I always wanted to start my own business. So why not now?
Mm.
So I started the WRIGHT Consult in 2015. And from that point, I just started to push the company and started to help businesses with scaling their businesses and with online marketing.
It's always interesting to know like what really drives people to start their own company because you know this as well. Like having your own company, starting it is not an easy thing to do. A lot of people think it's easy because they know marketing and digital marketing, everybody's online. But what drove you to really creating your own business that it was something you would do? Was this from your parent or was it really to escape what you were doing for another company?
So the thing is, as you know, and as I mentioned earlier, is just that passion from day one to be a business owner.
Yeah.
I never knew what I wanted to do in that business, but I knew that I wanted to own a business. And
Yeah.
then while learning digital marketing, I realized that I love this. And
Mm.
while working with Teletech, I realized that it was actually helping people, and we based on my efforts, we're helping other companies grow. So I
Mm.
know eventually, it's just a matter of time that I'm going to start, this company. So that's when I started it. And you touched on something very important there. Entrepreneurship is not it's not easy. Business
Mm.
ownership is not easy. Some people would say, you know what, I'm going to start my business. I'm going to get out of this this role as an employee, and I'm going to
Mm.
start my own thing. But what they don't realize, it's longer hours. You're not just dictated by clocking in a time clock, right? But I mean, sometimes I'm late at night, working on websites, working on just certain projects that we bring in. So it's always working to build a
Mhm.
company. And as you know, it's sometimes you work, and well, most times at this point, early stages of your company, you work like double time harder than when you're, say, in corporate, for example. So it's something that you have to have that burning desire inside, or that zeal, to know that this is what you want to do, because business ownership is not for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as easy as a lot of the influencers make it seem like, right? And in
It's
this time and age, I mean, there's a lot of e-commerce businesses blooming right now, but it's still starting up and it's still building a business. So unless you want to create something impactful, it's yeah, you have to become more than just having that specific shop or that specific little thing that you do. I see it time and time again where people start a business, but instead of wanting to make an impact, they want to make money. And that fails. Maybe you will have a business for a longer time, but in the end, you will fail because you won't like what you're doing.
And Stefan, that's you hit the nail on the head right there. And even an example in my business, it's when I started out initially, I helped a bunch of clients without getting paid, because I know in the end, once you do good work, people are going to recognize it for it, or people
Yeah.
are going to see you. So that's perfectly right. I mean, you have a lot of people that they start out just to make the money. It's all about
Mhm.
making the money, but they don't know that eventually, when the focus is on that money, that's a short term.
Mhm.
Good work lasts for a very long time. And even with the right consult, that's what me and my team and I, we set out to do, and to help our clients and ensure that they keep us, and they continue to work with us, because that's what it's all about. And as you know, with digital marketing, it's all about results. It's all
Mhm.
about results.
So, in the early stages of your company, Andre, what were like the biggest roadblocks that you faced, or in terms of mindset or structure, or where you thought, or where you had like the fear of, there's something not working, or what should I do?
Yeah. So, good question. So, initially, in the initial stages of my business, I want to tell you, it was rough. It was rough.
Mhm.
You're out there, you're pounding, they say pounding pavement. You got to go and knock on doors. But the thing is, I knew that eventually, I'm gonna it's gonna work out. That you put in the hard work, and then it's gonna come back later on. So it was challenging. I have to, when I get up in the morning, I have to be my biggest cheerleader. There's no one to push me on. So you have to have that. As I mentioned to you before, it's important as an entrepreneur or business owner to have that inner drive, that inner desire, that why, so that you can actually push forward. So it was
Mhm.
challenging in the beginning. So what I but what helped me was that I knew that I had to get into networking. I
Mhm.
had to, try to, go into the areas where I want to push my business, and network with those potential customers, and that's what I did. One of the first things that I did when I started my business was to join a networking group, referral group called BNI, and that group has been helping me over the years with referrals. It's a closed networking group, so we actually refer leads together. So that was good. But another, in terms of challenges, it was challenging also to get people to actually hire the right
Mhm.
people that you want to work for,
Yeah.
because you may do the interviews, and the employees, they sound, I mean, they sound good, they sound like the perfect fit, but when they get on the job, it's a total different thing, and sometimes we tend to believe that, some people are just like us, and it's far from the truth, right? So it was a challenge there in recruiting and getting the right people around me, and now I feel that I'm at a spot where have the right people that we can take on projects and be efficient and ensure that our clients are happy and scale the business.
So tell us a little bit more about then your hiring process, because I know this is a challenge for a lot of people. And maybe you have some tips or tricks that you use every time that if I do this, I'm, let's say, 80 to 90% sure this is the right fit for us.
Right. I tend to, when we're bringing on people, I tend to look for, individuals who, they are proactive, because I realize that employees that are proactive and they think outside the box, they're typically more successful. They're not just complacent and waiting on you to tell them to do something. So I look for I look for that, and also I typically have other employees interview them and be a part of the process, because at the end of the day it's a team. It's all about a team, and each employee is a link to that team. So there has to be that synchrony, right, of all the employees,
That's
that
a good one.
camaraderie, so that the team works well and on each project. So I actually do those things in terms of have my other employees be a part of the process, be an integral part of the process when we're taking on new employees. And proactiveness is a big thing for us. We want people who can think outside the box and like run this like it's their own business.
Yeah, I love that. I like that idea indeed that you incorporate the team members itself as well within the hiring process, where you let them interview the new person, potential new team member as well. Because yeah, you're right. Even if you have an idea that it is the right person for your company, once you put it in the team and they do not fit with each other, it's not going to work.
It's not. And I want each employee to believe that it's not just my company, it's their company.
Yeah.
It's their company. We work this together. If I'm successful, they're successful, and that's what it's all about.
Do you feel like that is one of the main drivers of your success for the company, that made you grow and scale beyond what you were doing at the first stages?
I mean, that's a part of it. That's a part of it, because at the end of the day, the people who are around me, they like to work with me, and you have to, in order for any business to be successful, you have to have employees that want to run through a wall for you. Want to go up there and do the right thing, and know that the goal of a company is to be successful, and at the end of the day, whatever project you're doing, you're going to do it to your best of your ability, and you're going to take care of the customer. One thing we hear all the time, that business owners should always talk about, or marketers should always talk about their why. But what I believe is that when we are doing work for like a digital agency, it's important to put forward the customer's why, or their story. It's all about them.
Yeah.
And that's a big part too with our clients. We try to showcase them. It's never about it's never about us, and that's what we drill as a company. Anything that we're doing out there for clients, we want to showcase the best front for them, and our clients love us for that.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely true, huh? When you show that you care, that's when people really start paying attention to what you do. That is so true.
No, you're right, and sometimes we in the digital marketing space we get flack from time to time because companies are out there, they're just for that month to spend. They're just, we just start the campaign and leave it and say, you know what, the end of the month,
Yeah.
give me my money. So what I realize, when customers know that or understand that you care, you run their projects as if it's your business. I mean, that builds that trust with them,
Yeah.
and that longevity, because at the end of the day, they're gonna feel comfortable that Andre and his team, they have my company in mind. So whatever the situation is, they're gonna look out for our best interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's funny that you say this because there are still companies out there that don't feel like results matter. I had even one company that was working together with us that really just said like, yeah, but we are getting paid for the work. We are not getting paid for the results. And that's an interesting take for a marketing agency, to be honest. I'm not sure if they will exist very long, but it's definitely not something that I would say
Well,
ever to anybody. I mean, no.
it's I've seen that too, because but one thing that we build our company on is results, because I don't
Yeah.
feel comfortable taking your money monthly, and we're not seeing anything. Uh,
Yeah.
the idea is for your company to grow, because at the end of the day, if your company is growing, you're gonna give me more projects, and you're gonna keep me a
Mhm.
longer time. So it's all about looking out for your objectives as a customer, and then we work towards that.
So you also mentioned, Andre, in our pre-talk, like some other roadblocks that you had to take care of to keep scaling. And one of them was targeting. Can you explain a little bit more what you mean by that?
So yes, Stefan. So initially, when I started the business, like all business owners would do, we try to get business from all directions,
Yeah.
all direction. I remember I had a plumber here, I had a roofer here, so all over the place. And what I realized as I grew the company, I realized that I was spending too much time, in those different areas. And
Mhm.
to scale efficiently, I had to move towards a niche, right? And that's when I realized that we do well with healthcare professionals. So that's when I decided with my team that we're going to focus on dentists, chiropractors, healthcare professionals, because
Mm.
we realize that we do well in this space, and we can scale more efficiently by doing that. And at the end of the day, if you're starting a business or anything you're doing, when you focus on a specific vertical, I mean, you become more efficient and even more effective.
Yeah, and I think the biggest reason there is that once people know you for a specific vertical, like you said, you get easier referrals because they talk to each other within that same space. And it's an easy choice as well for them. Like, do they want to go for an agency that specializes in what I do? Or do I go with an agency that doesn't specialize in what I do, but that does the same kind of thing? So it's easy choice there, right? Um, and it's important as well. Yeah, for sure. So being in also the healthcare industry that you are at right now, what do you see are the biggest trends that are coming across? Because these people, they are not really so knowledgeable about digital marketing, I presume.
Yeah, you're right, but they understand results though.
Yeah.
They understand results. So so at the end of the month, they will look at that report, and
Yeah.
the, the, the the good thing that I like about healthcare is that you're right. These doctors and will give you your space to work as a marketer. They will give you your space to develop your campaign. It's not like you have a small business that will call you every day and say, Andre, I'm not
Yeah.
getting leads today. The next day, what's happening? So
Yeah.
so sometimes you just feel frustrated, and I'm telling you, I had to fire some clients because of that, because you
Yeah.
have to give us time to work. SEO for instance,
Takes time.
it takes a lot. That's a long term strategy that you need to
Mm.
for it to work effectively for your business. So it takes a while. So it's important that you get the space to work. And with healthcare, some of these doctors, they will give you that space to work. But in terms of the trend, telehealth is a big one. Telehealth is a big one because because of the pandemic, most
Mhm.
people, we're opening up back now, but most people are at home and you can easily go on a computer and reach out to a doctor. So even some of our campaigns, we're promoting telehealth big time for our clients. So
Mhm.
that's a big one, and also reviews and utilizing reviews effectively. That's huge. That's huge because I was reviewing a stat the other day from the NRC where it says that over 60% of patients will not go to a doctor with negative reviews. And that's you and I too, because if we're going to a doctor for the first time, we're going to look at their reviews and see what they're all about.
Yeah,
If it's
yeah.
negative, we are not going to go to that healthcare practitioner. So right now, another so it's important to have an effective review strategy in terms of marketing your top
Mhm.
reviews and do video testimonials of your better clients or better patients, and so that they can spread the word for you. Because that's one of the best way to scale your practice or your business when your customers or your patients are there to
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
So that's critical for any healthcare practitioner to have a great review strategy, to solicit review and then to market it.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah, and then this is where also your podcast comes in to play a little bit, where you also interview these businesses in the healthcare.
Yes, yes. So as you mentioned earlier, also host the podcast, Your Company Health Podcast. So we interview healthcare practitioners, other business professionals. So the idea is just to showcase their business, just to
Mm.
talk about the success stories and how they can help the community. So we have been doing, my business partner and I, we have been doing this since last summer. And we love it. We love having the discussions.
It's
It's like
fun.
what we're doing right now,
Yeah,
and it's another way to even network. Because
absolutely.
some of these guests, we get to talk about their business and other things. So we love it.
Yeah, and it's important, I think, that you can keep educating these businesses on the digital marketing side because there's so much stuff that you can apply, but what really works is another question, and it's different for every industry and every business.
No, you're right, and I say this all the time. I when I'm talking about whether speaking, talking about digital marketing, the effectiveness of any campaign is how well you optimize and fine tune.
Mhm.
You know, digital marketing is not one size fits all.
No.
We have to dig in the data, see what's working and maximizing on that area so that the client can get results. And
Mhm.
and and that is something I speak about in the book Visibility, in terms of
Oh,
conversion optimization, the things that we do and the recommended strategies so that you can double down and certain strategies so that you could get the right results.
so what would you say, Andre, is the first thing that a healthcare business in this case should look at when they think about utilizing digital marketing to grow their business? What's like the first step they should do?
The first things first. The first thing is assess your website. Right? Your website is your practice when you're sleeping, right?
Mm.
So you want to ensure that your website is easily navigable, right? It's not the load speed is efficient. You don't want a prospective patient to go on it and the site is just loading forever. They're going to bounce. They're going to go to another
Mhm.
doctor. So you want to look at your website and you want to ensure that your website is well laid out and that website is tightly themed to your objective as a practice. What you want where you want to go, or what you want to be, right, or what you want your customers to see, or what you want to promote. And so you want to look at that firstly and ensure that that is perfect because that's your business while you're sleeping. right? And then the optimization will come next so that people can find it.
So it's really fair to say that even within healthcare, which maybe a lot of people think that's totally different than what they do, B2B or whatever it is, they still need to utilize the same principles when it comes to digital marketing, their website, making sure that they can get right messaging, right? Get the right kind of information to their customers. So the customer actually feels like they can help them.
Yeah. The basic principles are the same. Uh, you need your website to be up to scratch. You need your Google local to be intact. You want when someone searches for you locally, you're there. They can get the directions and they can find you online, right? So you need to ensure that your local SEO is intact, right? The basic principles are still the same, but then, as we mentioned before, it's not one size fits all. So then you got to work on your social media strategy and ensure that you're interacting with your prospective patients and ensure that you're getting all the right information to them so that they could stick with you as a healthcare practitioner.
Yeah, exactly. And this is all the information that you also have put together in a new book that you have written. What was like the main purpose that you wanted to create this book?
So, Stefan, the main purpose, I was thinking, I've been doing this for a while, and I've been targeting, healthcare practitioners and entrepreneurs, and by speaking with these people, I realized that there is a lack of basic knowledge of certain things in digital marketing. For most people, digital marketing is like that's like it seems like it's a magic. It's like magic. It's a mystery. So I sought out to put forth something. It's like a digital marketing guide, something where a new doctor could take up and say, "Hey, I know I need to market my business. Where do I go?" Or a new business owner will take up. What's an effective? What's the foundation of the best foundation of an effective website? What is this SEO thing people are talking about? What's paid search? I heard people talking about a chatbot. What's this thing all about?
Oh yeah.
And, so that's the layout of the website. It's like a digital marketing guide, and then the tagline there is doing digital marketing the right way. So I played on my last name, Wright.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so the right way, and then in each chapter, I have a section there of how we do it the right way.
Yeah, and let me show you the link here. So for everybody that's interested, if you go to this link right here, you can learn more about the book, and you can pre-order it right there, right?
Awesome. Yes.
Perfect.
And it's available on for pre-order on Amazon, so you can search for Visibility by Andre Wright, and you should find it there.
So Andre, you have your book out right now, so that means your business is going to grow even further. What are the goals? What is the goal for WRIGHT Consult for the next few months?
The goal is to just expand, and the goal is to scale the business to an international foothold. The goal is to take this all over the world. The goal is for us to be that company when you're looking to do digital marketing. That's the idea. We want to be that thought leaders in the market, where if you're looking to scale your business, you're going to come to us. So yes, obviously this book is going to give us more visibility.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, because we want to show organizations and companies our way and how we can actually help them scale their business.
So to close it off, Andre, what would be one thing that you want to give to the audience as a tip or a trick that you say you have to implement this to make sure that your business is on the right track?
So whatever, if you're a digital marketer, in any business and you're trying to find customers, firstly, educate yourself about your prospects. Educate yourself about your prospects. You need to, learn about your prospects, where they go, what they do, and so that you can market to them, effectively. And as we discussed, find your niche, find the right niche, because that's important, because that's going to help you to be more efficient and effectively scale. So that's very, very those 2 points or those two recommendations are important, and also be communicative, right? Learn to ensure that you're some people call it over communication, but ensure that you're communicating well with your customers through the process. Because even me and my company, I know we have our monthly reporting call with our clients, and we send out our monthly reporting. But we still communicate when there are small wins. We'll send an email here and say, "Doctor, this happens here," and so just continue to communicate to the clients and your potential clients through the process, and then that's going to build that trust. That's going to build that relationship, and eventually, they're gonna want to stick with you because they know that you are looking out for their company and their best interests.
Exactly. Awesome stuff, Andre. Well, I want to thank you for your time and for your insights. And again, people, if you want to take a look at the book right here, Andre, thank you very much. And yeah, let's catch up later and we'll have a chat again then.
Thank you so much, Stefan. It was a pleasure to be here, and I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. And so we'll talk.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everybody, and see you next time. Bye-bye.